Okay. So I'll paste it inside. So but before that, I'm gonna give this a color, the background. I'm gonna give it a color just so differentiate between this element here and what we have here. So the color I'll be using for the background is I'm going to use a light shade of blue. See, okay. Um, Let me something of going to add a fill color for this here. So this will be white. Uh, Make this auto layout. Have this fill container. So for the nav bar, we're going to create various sections, 5 sections. The home section, um, the home page rather, then customers, campaigns, automations, and monetization. So you can just simply edit what you have here to home, and for this section, customers, we have campaigns here, automations, and monetization. Monetization rather. Okay. So the focus here is the customer page. So we're going to take out this here. We're going to take this out. So I'm also going to take out the counter. Take out the counter, and the state here will be default. So since the focus is on customers, we're going to, because the page I'm designing is going to be a customer page. So we're going to change the state here to selected, and we'll take out the counter. Just do the same for these. You can just select everything at the same time, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Then we're gonna pick each of the icon section and change it to match with the icon we have here. Before that, I'm taking this out. I don't think we need this. I'm just going to hide this section. Okay. So for home, what we have is we're gonna so you can just search for the icon on the search bar here and replace with the home icon. I'm gonna go with this. And for the customers icon, also the same thing, search and replace. So we're gonna go with let me say search for people. Okay, so for okay, I'm gonna search for group. All right, so we're going to use this section here. There's some icon here for that, and the color of the icon would also have to change. So select the let's choose the color selected here. Change that to let me see, Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go with let's see. Okay, this works. Also this icon needs to go. Megaphone. Okay, I can't find the icon I'm looking for. So I think I'll just do that by going to the go to the main components. Um, see here. So I'm looking for megaphone icon. Um, okay, it's quite difficult finding these icons. Okay. Oh, so yeah, this is what I was looking for. So loudspeaker. All right. So okay, just going to go back to the design. Okay. So I'm gonna change this icon to the speaker icon here. All right. And the same thing here for automations. For a lightning icon. Okay. Then it's time for monetization. So you have money. All right. So so that's that for this section here. Now for the lower section, we're going to include integration since this is a marketing um you know dashboard. There will be some integrations like Google Drive, PayPal for payments. So I'm going to add integrations here, and yeah, just similar to what I did here, we're going to do that here also. But I'm going to take out these other three since I don't need up to five of them. Then the other two, we're going to be working with the other two. So here we have Google Drive. On this will be PayPal. It can be anything, but I'm using PayPal for this. Then we'll change the icon here to reflect PayPal. Okay. We don't have the PayPal icon. But yeah, you can I think you can get that online. Maybe from one of these icon platform, any icon platform that you subscribe to. See if they have PayPal. Let me see if there's anything on Google Drive. Okay. So there's nothing here also. But yeah, that's basically so I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that I'm not gonna add the icons for this for now. So I'll take out the counters here and here we have it. Now for the lower part here, we're going to have some sections here also. Mm, yeah, so this lower section here will also be utilized. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it very quick. Because I took out a section of the component, not the full component itself. But I'm gonna do that very quick now. So first I want to do is detach this component instant because I won't be able to make any edits until I do so. So I'll detach the component, simply replace this section with this. So I'm going to replace this. I don't know why it's not replacing. Okay. It's meant to replace. Let me just take it out. Paste this inside. So there's something going on. This isn't copying this properly. Yes, okay. That works now. So yeah, then for this other section, we're going to have settings, the help center, and maybe refer family and friends. Yeah. I'm going to add one more section. So, but to do that, I'm going to have to detach this component. The shortcut for detaching components, if you're using a MacBook, is Command Option B. So it detaches the component, and only then can you make edits on this, right? Um, so now that I've detached the component, I'm going to take out this section title and make it, let's add one more here since I'm going to be adding three elements here. So we have settings, help center, and refer for friends. And similar to this, we're going to take out the notification. That's the counter. Um, so take that out here. I think I can add that for this campaign. So let's say there are some notifications that these notifications haven't been read yet. So since we have that, we're going to change these to reflect the various pages. So we have settings, we have a help center, I have refer family and friends. Also, I forgot to mention for the paste to replace feature, it makes it very easy to replace one element with another. So if you want to do that, like similar to what I did, you just you select the item you want to copy, right? And you can either copy by using your shortcut on your keyboard, Command V. Um, I'm using a MacBook, so most of the shortcuts I'm referring to would be using the MacBook keyboard system, right? So Command V, Command C rather, Command C helps you cover and copy. And to replace it, you select the item that you want to replace it with, and you hold your Command Option Shift V. So that helps you paste to replace. Or just Command Shift R. You can also do Command Shift R. But I go with Command Option Shift V. You can go with Command Shift R. That also does the trick. So yeah, that's basically how you paste to replace. Anyway, so for this section here, I'm going to change the details here. I'll be using Dom-Anyanwu here. Then also the same thing. I changed the email here. So okay. Um, I'm also going to change this. Let's see. I'm gonna use initials. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically that, and then change these icons also. So changing this icon to reflect the setting icon. Just want to be sure. I want to be sure that you guys can still hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. All right. So this replace with the up center icon. So the this I'm gonna use a headphone for the icon here. Anyway, the session here is going to be pretty slow because I'm trying to ensure that you understand the process. Um, involved in designing a dashboard. So that's why I'm trying to do everything from scratch. Um, well, obviously, I'm not designing per se, right? I'm just making use of existing components by Rayna UI, and I'm kind of limited to that. So I have to stick with what they have, but mostly everything that has to do with the changing the content to reflect what the page I'm trying to design, it's gonna be a bit slow. So please bear with me. So using this icon for this, then for the refer family and friends, I think I can use a bag icon. Let me see. Uh, I think this will work. Let me check if there's a suitcase. But I think I'm going to use this, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, that's it for the nav bar. The side nav bar. Now, we're going to move on to the next section. Like I said, I like to break my dashboard into three parts. The the left, the left part, which is the sidebar, the top part, which contains the search bar, and the mid lower part, which contains all the content for the design itself. And so for the search bar, let me see if there's a component for that. Okay. I'm not sure there is. Mm, I'm gonna pick the one we have here. Uh, I make use of that because of time. Um, so I'll paste that in here. What you see here. Now there's some form of space here. So I'm going to have to reduce that because, like I said, this is also in a layout. So I'm going to have to reduce that to ensure that this fits in properly. So I'm going to go with 0 for now. Okay. I think I want to reduce this component also. I'm going to go with 32 for the padding. All right. So okay, 32. Maybe reduce this by 4 pixels. So for one trick, um, you can within this you can run some calculations. Um, within this text box here. So let's say, for example, you're trying to reduce your width by 20 pixels. You can just simply on your keyboard put your space minus 20 and enter your press your enter key. So that automatically reduces the width here. You can do aside aside just subtractions, right? You can also run some divisions. You can say divided by 2, use a / key, divided by 2. When you click on your enter key, it shows that. So you see that reflects that here. This is just a tip for those who are not aware of it. Also, you can run multiplications. So you can also do ×2. For times, you use your asterisk key, ×2, and that gives you the size also. So it multiplies it by 2. But yeah, that's just in case you don't know that. So I like to do that because it's a bit quicker for me, and it kind of saves time. So I'm going to reduce the size of this, the width of this particular search component by, let's say, 4 pixels. So just the -4. So here I have it. So now, now that I've reduced it by 4, I'm going to increase the padding here by 4, just to ensure that there's a bit of separation between them. I see how this has rounded corners, so I don't want it to have rounded corners, so I'm going to make it 0. So this is 0 here. Yeah. Okay. So that's basically that. So I think we have this already, so that I'm gonna change this this image. I think we just stick with initials also. All right. Now for the third section here, I'm not going to be creating the first page for the customer on for the customer tab that we have on the sidebar. So I'm going to create the page that shows the account details and also shows some metrics in terms of the analytics part here. Also, when I'm done with this session, I'm going to share a PDF file that shows my process. In terms of the spacing and all of that. So you're going to get access to that after the session today. So before that, we'll be using 32 pixels as the spacing between this and this. So I think I can just take out the auto layouts here. I don't think it's needed, right? So that it will be easier for me to do that. So we're going to start with the nav section here. Since this is not the first page, there'll be a series of sub pages, kind of like showing what page you're coming from, right? Second. Okay. Also, the typeface I'm using is Inter, which is the typeface contained within the library UI library itself. So I'm going to start my text and go back. Okay, so I'll go back here. I can make this let's 28 pixels. Some people like to use multiples of 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and so on. But I'll be using that also, but I'll also be sticking to even numbers. So 2, 4, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, all the way up. So the font size here for this typeface is 14, as you can see. But there's already a text style created by, that contained within the Rayna UI. So you have all the text styles here. So under paragraph, you can see different text styles. So the one I'm using is also paragraph slash small slash regular here. So that's what I'm using for this text. Um, so let's there'll be an icon here. Take let me go to the main component. So looking for the back icon. I don't know if there's a chevron here I can make use of. Let me see what I have. Okay, so yeah, we can make use of this, right? So okay, arrow left. So we're going to use this icon. Um, so anyway, you can import assets from here. So you just search for, let me search for arrow. So for those who don't know, you can import assets contained within a UI library by just switching over to the assets tab. So, when you open your Figma, it automatically places you on the layers tab. So which is what helps you edit your layers. But if you want to import assets contained within a library, you switch over the assets and you search for the particular asset. So I can search for this because I know what the name of the name of the asset and the asset I'm looking for. So you just search for the assets and you just drag the assets and place it. So that's how you bring your asset. So I'm going to switch back to the layers tab to continue making edits. So this icon is too big. So I'm going to have to edit it myself, which means I'll have to detach the component. Like I said, to detach your asset from the parent component, especially if this is like a child component, right? Just on your keyboard, Command Option B detaches it. So now I can make edits to this, right? So so I'm going to use the scale, the scale feature rather. So to access the scale feature, you press K on your keyboard. So that changes this to scale. So the good thing about scale is that with scale you can resize every single thing within a selected element, right? You can resize every single thing. With the regular move tool, right? With the move tool, you cannot exactly do that. Like for example, you cannot resize text with the move tool. You can resize images, you can resize um SVGs, right? But you cannot resize text. But the scale tool allows you to resize every single thing. And it's very good, it's very useful if you're trying to if you're trying to create let's say responsive create if you're trying to build out a responsive design. Let's say you're trying to create a responsive mobile screen for your website you're designing, right, from desktop to mobile. The scale tool really helps. So anyway, I'm going to resize this till I get I'm aiming for this to be 20 pixels by 20. If I do it the regular way, which is just changing the text, it's not going to affect the icon inside. Oh, okay. For this, not sure if it does. Oh, it does. Okay, so for this it does. Okay, for this it does. But for some elements, it doesn't affect what's inside. So yeah, we can just do that. You can just resize that by changing the number here, or you can resize that by dragging using your scale. So since the element has the property, we'll just use the section here to resize. All right. So I'm using 20 pixels to ensure that this has a good sizing. So I'm going to add the stroke here. Um, yeah, make around the corners, say 4. And for my stroke, I'll be using let me see. So I'm using light gray for my stroke. So the color code is A4, A4, E7, EC. All right. Um, there's a problem. This still looks too big here. Um, yeah, trying to have to resize this. Okay, this has an odd number. So that's why we have 8 pixels here and 7 pixels here. And that's because of the height of the icon itself. But it's centered. So I'm going to center both of these using auto layout. Maybe give it let's say 8 pixels. All right. Okay, so yeah, I have this. This will be 32 here, and this will be 28. So you can use whatever spacing you want to use, right? But this is what I'm comfortable using here. So we're going to create other things like directing, letting you know what page this particular sub page is coming from. So I'm going to add this to as one auto layout group, and let's use 16 here. Okay. So we're going to duplicate a forward slash here and make this also a component, an auto layout group on its own. So and this can be 8. Okay. So just like that. Uh, and lastly, the so this is coming from two directories. It's coming from the dashboard here. So the dashboard and the customers, and then the account name. So I'm going to change the color of these ones here. Um, so let's change this to, let's see what color it is here. A gray, let's see, gray 500. Okay, I think gray 500 works. Yeah. So then the color of this, so maybe we can stick to, yeah, we can stick to 700, primary 700. So yeah, so this is done. Yeah. Now, I'm going to create another section down here. Maybe use 24 pixels. Yeah. So I think I can use 24 pixels here. So this will contain something similar to this. So I think I can just let me just get the component itself. Okay. So this is a component we'll be using. Let me see what size would be best. This is 48 pixels. Okay, let me try this. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm pasting in here. Okay. If this doesn't work, I can always resize it. So the size we're using is large. Then we're going to have a text here. I'm going to use layout and duplicate this here. So I'm aligning this vertically. There's going to be a vertical auto layout. And I'm going to reduce the spacing to 8 pixels. So, Amarachi Karo. And the email here. Okay. So we're using the same property here, the same text property here. Now there's another trick. If you want to change, if you want to make this property, the text property here reflect what you have here, you just select the text you want to copy this property from. On your keyboard, Option Command C copies the property. Command C copies the text itself, but when you press Option Command C, it copies only the property of the text. Then you go here, you press the same thing, Option Command, but this time V to paste the property. So when you do that, it automatically reflects the property you have here. So another way to do that is just going to copy property. I think there's a section here. Okay, copy properties. So you can just copy the property, but that's a long process. So if you know the shortcut, you can easily copy property and replace it. The same thing happens for pictures. So it's not just limited to text, also images, right? You can copy the property of an image and paste it on another image. And when you're copying property, it doesn't copy just the color, it copies both the color, the text size. If you have any effect, like maybe shadows and the rest of that, it's also going to copy that. And this also works across layers, frames, not layers rather, I mean shapes rather, shapes and frames. This works across it also. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much that this. So for this, we're going to be using let me see, we can use paragraph. So we're going to be using, okay. Let me see this. It's not, this is an underline. Oh no, this isn't going to work. Okay, so we're going to use heading here. H4. See, H4 regular. If H4 regular works. Let's see. H4 Okay, so we'll be using this. So which means I'll have to resize this. So I think Excel works. I'm going to align it to the left center, or I'm just going to align to the center. So yeah, so that's pretty much that about this here. You also decide to further reduce the spacing here if you want, maybe to 4 pixels. So yeah, so I think we have this here. Then I'm gonna add some tabs here. I'm gonna add some tabs here. I think this is too close, so let's use 32 pixels. All right. I'm going to go to the tab section. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to pick this one here, and please confirm you can still hear me.
Hi, Elvis.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I think I'm running out of time. Anyway, so yeah, for the tab section here, I won't be using the icons, so I'm gonna take out the icon. Just as icon, turn it off. Also number tag, turn it off. So yeah, so I'm gonna run this very quickly. So just to ensure we stick to time. So we have overview. I'm going to make duplicates of this. So one way to easily make a duplicate is to press Command D. So Command D helps you duplicate items on Figma. But that's if you're using a MacBook. So I think for those who are using Windows, I can't remember the shortcut for Windows, but I think wherever you have Command, you can make use of your Control key as a replacement. I'm not sure. Either your Control alternate key. So so Command D helps you make the duplicate. And another way to duplicate an item is to hold your Option key. I think on Windows that's alternate. So you hold your Option key and you drag just like this. So you can also use that to duplicate items. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we have overview, we have broadcast, and we have transaction emails. And lastly, we have automations. I'm going to stick to sentence case. Okay. And lastly, we have automations. This is automations. Okay. This is aligned with the others. All right. So I'm going to add all of them into I'm going to make it an auto layout. So the shortcut for auto layout on your keyboard is Shift A. So Shift A creates an auto layout. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that for that. So we're going to change the state of this since we want to make this day highlighted. tab. So we're going to change the state of this to active. So we're going to change the state of this to active. All right. And I think we want to add these into, make them an auto layout. Okay. I think I'm going to treat it separately. So sometimes when you try to combine three different elements or items into an auto layout, the Figma forces them to have the same spacing. But if you want to, for the purpose of hierarchy, right? Maybe you're trying to closely associate an item with another. So, for example, you want to let people know that these and these are together, and they're both separate from these. So you have to first off select these two, make it an auto layout, and then you select this and make it an auto layout. So that way the spacing here is 32 and the spacing here can be something else. So you see this is 30. So for example, you can easily make this 40 and this becomes independent of these two. So that's one way to easily separate items when adding them, or when adding them to an auto layout container. So one thing we want to do is we want to stretch this out here to ensure that it's the same thing here and here. Then we go here and we make this fill container. Then we select each of this. So if I make a fill container, okay, this is not what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so I think the trick, I'm just going to add one more here, and I'm going to turn off I'm going to hide the text. So I can then use this to make a fill container. So that way we have the line stretch out. So yeah, so that's that for this section. So we're going to be treating the last sections, which will be the elements contained within this tab, the overview tab. I think this spacing is too much. I think I can stick to 32 also for this. So, anyway, you want to do the same thing here. Make this fill container. It's very important you do that. So now we'll take in the section here. So for this part, I'm going to separate it this way. So we're going to have something here. Maybe something like this. And for this part, we're going to have, let's say, something like this. Let's say something like this. Yeah. And lastly, we have three parts here. Okay, so we're going to have something like this for this part. Then okay, so this also comes here. Yeah. And then this three come this way. So yeah, so this is what we're trying to create next. So this will once we do this, that will be the end of the session. So I'm going to take it bit by bit. So we're gonna deal with this first. We're gonna deal with this first, and then deal with this before we treat these ones lastly. So for the purpose of progression, I'm going to duplicate this page and put it here. So start with this section. All right. Okay. So for this, so this is going to have the customer that's the details of this account. So that's what we have here. So we're going to have the customer ID, the email, first name, last name, phone number, URL, and the date. So for something like this, it's not really difficult. So first thing to do is just create one of it, and it will be easier to create the rest. It's going to be a bit easy to create the rest. So I'm just going to use this to ensure that it's very so I don't waste time. So here we have customer ID, and customer ID can be any form of random number. Anything. I'm just going to type in some random numbers. Okay. Uh, so obviously this is going to change. So we're going to use an icon instead of this. I'm just going to copy this icon and replace this. Like I said, if you want to replace, if you want to paste to replace, Shift Option Command V or Command Shift R, whichever one works. So we have the icon here. All right. So we're going to add this icon in an auto layout. Second, yeah. So now it's auto layout. So it's an auto log now. So first, let me change this to reflect customer. Okay, user. All right, user here. And obviously this text is going to be smaller. So we're going to use this and replace this. Paste, not replace rather. So we're going to paste the property here. Like I said, Option Command V helps with replacing properties. So that replaces the property here. Then for this, there's going to be another, let's say, paragraph. Let's see. This is going to be smaller. Let's see. So I don't think it was accounted for. It was accounted for in the text house. But I'm going to have to break this so I can change it. So when you click on this, it breaks an item from the style it has been subjected to. So that helps you detach the style. So now that I've detached the style, I can freely edit this. So I'm using 12 pixels here, and this remains 14, but I'll be changing the color to maybe gray 700. Yeah. So yeah, I think that works for this. Um, so for this, I'm going to make it 8 by 8 by 8. Okay. So now we have this. This can be 8 pixels. Okay. We're going to have an icon that helps you copy this code, um, copy these details rather. So we'll have the icon here. I'm just gonna take this and paste replace this. So so like I said, if you want to separate two items to ensure that you can, sorry, excuse me. So you want to separate two items to ensure that you can easily create a separate padding, right, between those items. You have to combine two items as one, yeah, in an auto layout. So that allows me to freely edit this. So I can just give this anything, maybe 32, or I can just stretch this for as long as I want. Maybe 112. Okay, so that's that for this year. And I'm going to duplicate the same thing over and over again. Um, okay, maybe I'm gonna add height here, say 8 pixels each. Okay, that makes that looks better. Then I'm going to merge this to, yeah. So I think 1 second. Um, Let me see what we have there. Okay. I'm going to use the divider to separate that. So I'm copying this divider here. I'm going to paste the divider in between. Oh, no, no, no. So it's going to be the divider in between each item. Yeah. Okay. I think something like this. Yeah. All right. So each item on the divider, uh, just like that. Okay. Just to confirm, when would the breakout session hold?
Hi, Elvis. I didn't get you.
Yeah, when would the breakout session hold?
Okay. After your demonstration.
Okay, for the demonstration. Okay. So I think this is gonna take a while. So just give me a second. So I'm gonna make this 7. It's 1, 2, okay, last one. Okay. Okay. So I think that's it. There's no need for this last one here. So I'm going to add the fill here, white, all right, and give it some rounded corners. Can go with 8 pixels. Okay. And let me see, maybe add some spacing here. So I don't think that would work. So I think the spacing should be done on each of these instead. 908. All right. So yeah, so that's that. I'll add a stroke to it. So still using the color here, gray 200. So change the color of the stroke to gray 200. Okay. So I'm gonna show this section. This stretches up to uh yeah, maybe somewhere here. This will be fill container. So okay, I'm just gonna select I. So this also be fill. No, no. Okay, I think that works. So this will be fill, and I'll align to the left. So yeah, so here you have it. So we're gonna change each of them one by one. Start with, but the icons also need to change. Yeah. So I'm gonna change the color of the icons. Don't know why this is not letting me select multiple items. Yeah. Anyway, so for this, so we'll be using. Give me a second. Uh, let's see. This should work. Okay, I think this works. All right. So we're going to change each of these icons. Um, everything here should have done that first. So it should be the copy icon. Copy. Okay. Since we have that here, um, just going to have to replace this. Okay. And the sizing seems to be a bit off. Let's say 20, maybe about 16. Okay, I think that would actually work. I think that would actually work. So anyway, second one here is email. The email ID here, and followed by the first name, and the last name. Phone number, URL, and let's the dates created. Okay, so we're gonna change each of these icons to reflect what you have here. So the email, Give me like this one. Then first name, the first name and last name, and do the same. Customer ID should be something else. I think I'm gonna use this, yeah. So phone number, okay. So phone number, we have the URL. So we use the globe icon for this. Okay. And lastly, the calendar icon here. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. All of this will change. So we can some Arachi, some random phone number here. Okay. And okay. So that's pretty much it. So the color of this will have to change since it's a URL. So we're gonna go with the same color we've been using. Let's see. Okay, this one here. All right. Okay. So so you can see we're done with this section here. So we're going to do I'm gonna move this down a bit and let me see. Okay. So we're gonna have something here, the three sections here, and after that, let's do this one. Just take this here. So I'll be using this to create it. So tag and the number. Okay. This will be. Let me see. Okay, I think I can use 32. Then I'll add it in an auto layout. I'll add another auto layout here, and I think 12 by 12 would work. Okay, maybe not 12 by 12. Maybe 12 for the left and the top, but the right can be anything else. So I'm gonna add a fill to this and also a stroke. So a stroke and rounded corners. So I'm gonna stick to what I've been using, 8 pixels. So let's see, maybe 24. Okay. So I'm duplicating this into 3 places. 12 pixels each. And then making this an auto layout. So this will stretch across here. And to make sure that these three are the same size, you select all three of them. You go here and you click on fill container, just like this. So we can stretch out the height also, so it doesn't look rectangular. Select all three, go to the vertical resizing, and also click on fill container. So you keep doing the same thing even for what's inside. Also fill container here. For this, you can easily just make this auto. It automatically pushes this down. So since we've already done that for this, I'm going to copy and paste and replace both of these. So yeah, so that's that for this section. So all that's left is to change the color of the stroke. So we already have that here. So you can easily copy this style here. Like I mentioned earlier, you can also copy styles from frames. We copy the style here, just Option Command C, and you reflect that here. So that affects what this looks like, but that's not a problem. We can easily readjust that by bringing this to the center and making this 12 pixels. I think that's what we've been using. Yeah, so that fixes that. So, okay. Now, these this text here. So this text will copy this property. Let me change this date. So we just use today's date, 19th of April, 2024. Okay. So this this will use the same property, gray 700. Okay, and this can be let me see. I don't think you can use paragraph. I think we use heading. And then okay, heading H5. Let's see this. Okay, I think this will work. Perfect. So we can change the text. So we're going to be doing the numbering for coverage, events, and campaigns. Okay, so I'm just going to paste, replace, and then change that. Events and campaigns. Okay, so you can change the numbers what you want it to be. Okay. So the spacing here can be reduced actually, maybe 8. And bring this closer. I can use 20 here. Okay, I'm not sure this works, so we stick to 12. All right. So now we have these two. We can add them in an auto layout. So they're both auto layout. So we have auto layout here and here. So so now we have to deal with this section here, which is the last section. And it's going to be pretty much easy because we already have something like this created here. So we don't need to do that from scratch. Just going to take this and move this here. So let's see. I'm gonna have to stretch this a bit. Fill container. Okay. So we can use um message. I'm trying to look. We can use 20 here for now. And this will have to stretch all the way here. Okay. Um, so we can easily take this out here and also stretch this all the way here and just replicate that. So since the goal is to have three things like this, so that's not going to be a problem. Just replicate. Now this three can be added as an auto layout. The spacing here is 24. Just stretch this all the way down here and select these three and make them fill container here. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna stick to 20 since we're already going with that. All right, see, maybe bring this down a bit. I think I'm gonna make this in 4 pixels. Yeah, should be 20. Okay, so I think that's pretty much that about this. So it's just going to be filling in each of these boxes with what we have in. Well, I'm gonna do this quickly, and hopefully we can round off in the next 15 minutes. Okay, so for this section, for this part, I'm going to take this auto layout and align it horizontally and also fill container. So just use for the padding, you can just use auto. Yeah. Okay. And this will come in here and move this up. I think we can merge this too. And also merge this too. All right. So yeah. So that's basically that. There's a few things I would have to not explain because I'm running against time, and if I do so, it's gonna take a while to have to explain each of my actions, right? So we're gonna have an icon here. We'll have like a drop down here, and we'll have like more like a peel, sort of like a peel here. So I'm gonna do that for this and replicate it for these two. And then also the same thing will be done here. Exactly the same thing here, but just a stretched out version of it. So yeah, I think once we can get this sorted, everything else can be done in less than 2 minutes. So so for this, I'm gonna use an icon. Let me just make use of this. Same thing, paste to replace. The icon is too. Is this too big? I think it's too big. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick with this icon. I have something similar created. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this. So since I have something like this, I'll just have to change the icon in here. Oh, this isn't auto layout. Oh, okay. Not auto layout, components rather. So since it's not a component, I just have to get an icon here and paste it inside. Can easily resize this. Okay. So I'm looking for a poll icon. I want to confirm if you can still hear me.
Yes, Elvis, we can.
Okay. So I'm gonna use a chart icon. I don't know if I can find the exact icon I'm looking for. It's probably graph. So graph. Okay. It's not giving me the icon I'm looking for. Just have to find it. Let's see. Maybe under essentials. Okay. Oh, it's a bar chart. All right. So yeah, here's the icon I was looking for, bar chart. So change this to a bar chart. Just have, oh my God, bar chart. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's the icon. In this last 30 days. Only stick to sentence case. So there's gonna be an icon here also. So I'm gonna use something like this. So this will be a chevron. So this will be a chevron. Okay, and the color is some color. For this color, I'll be using gray 400 here, and this would be gray 700. So the font here is too big for this, so we're going to have to reduce it. So maybe H6. Okay. Okay. And this would have to change to gray 600. Okay. I have the last icon here. So So this is going to be let's see. It's going to be a badge. Let me look for a badge. I think I'll just search for that on the assets badge. It's not giving me the badge I want, but I think I can just make use of this and make an edit. Okay. So 5%. Mm, left hand count. Left hand count should be arrow up. Okay. I go back to the size should again think small. Type should be accent. Use case should be success. So yeah, that's basically that for this. I think we're pretty much done with this and replicate that across. So the same thing will be done here. I'm gonna replicate the same thing here. You know, so yeah, just here like this. And you can always change the content here to reflect whatever you want. But yeah, that's basically everything about using Rayna UI to create a marketing page. I hope you enjoy this session.
Thank you very much, Elvis. Thank you for this beautiful. See, Elvis used everything from the Rayna UI, all the components, the icons, everything that he used from Rayna UI, and it really saved him a lot of stress and time and everything, and it just makes the design process very, very easy and fast. So, earlier you asked for where he got the icons from. Yeah, he got it from Rayna UI library. You can download it and use it for your design process.